birthday, and then I thought it, I guess, until they told me.
You remember that you were with me when we had my little birthday
About a month ago.
Like, you sat next to me at the table. We ate raviolis. You had a steak. Like, I remember it so vividly.
I mean, I remember a lot of things vividly too, but I guess that might have slipped my mind.
What was your plan supposed to be? Because I know Evan kind of walked in on it.
I think it went exactly how it was supposed to go.
Yeah, pretty
You would have
much.
just
I mean,
maybe
the plan was set it up and then surprise him. And he either would be ecstatic that I surprised him with the birthday party, or hated it, and he hated it.
Because you just made a big mess and busted a cake.
The cake was $2, and I cleaned it up.
That was a $2 cake? There's no way that was $2. I don't believe that. And
That's not.
it's not about the price of the cake either.
That's you think Evan's worried about wasting our money? You think he's worried about that? That's the craziest thing of this whole thing.
When I'm eating cake out of my ear, I'm like, well, at least it was only $3.
Yeah, if anything, he wants a $100 cake this year.
Dude, I don't think you have any right to bitch about having a little bit of cake in your ear after all the shit that you've done to me. I think that was.
Oh yeah, so hold on.
The cake in the face was some payback vibes, I guess.
But to be fair, that's the second time you put cake in his ear.
And I only have one ear to begin with, and you keep messing with the good one. That'd be like if you had one eye, I just keep poking the other one. I'm sorry,
Hold on, what has he done to you though?
You chased after me and wiped out.
No, that stuff's old news,
Dude,
boy.
I thought you guys you guys have been like best friends for the last 6 months.
I understand, but yesterday you kicked me off. You kicked me in the nuts for no reason with the camera.
You kept poking my burger locker off camera for no reason.
It was not off camera. We were filming it.
He Bruce Lee kicked him. Scared of karate. Yeah.
I mean, you should know by now that poking the bear's going to fight back.
I watch Ben poke the bear all the time. He doesn't fight back.
I know, but I've explained to you why I didn't kick him in the nuts already.
Why? Because he pays your bills?
No. I mean, it's a valid point, but that's not realistic.
I mean, to go back to your question, I mean, like, Sturgis, for example.
Don't remember
all the times I brought you back from Zorba's. There's been a lot of stuff that has gone on in the past 4 months that built up, and yesterday you pushed me over the edge. And I will not get to the details of it, but you did push me over the edge.
Maybe you should consider that every once in a while you push me over the edge. Like yesterday.
That's exactly what I did.
The Winnie Pooh Bear did one too many times.
It's your own fault. You're not following the 100-day challenge like the rest of the guys. That would never have happened if you got rid of that.
Honestly, I love you, Billy.
It's pretty funny. I love you, Billy. You definitely are funnier.
I'm still an athlete underneath this.
Yeah.
I mean,
It is impressive.
I don't know. One of these days when I, for some reason, don't have the craving for beer, I'm not sure when that will be. I'm sure it'll happen eventually. I'm pretty sure it'll just go away. I think I'm only like a month or two with no beers. I think it would.
Are you purposely trying to grow it right now?
No, I'm definitely not trying to grow it. I just can't seem to not drink beers. Beers go to one place.
Yeah, I know. I can see it.
But that's hard fat, though. That's not easy fat to get rid of. Like, that's hard. It's
More bloated than anything.
Well, it's because it's constantly full.
Dude, you try drinking 10 to 12 beers a day for the next 6 months straight. Just see what happens. See what happens. I honestly don't think you can do it.
You think it's easy?
Yeah, I still make it to work every day. I wake up before you, even after 12 beers.
Yeah, but I have a disease.
You do have a problem.
Like Mike Jr.
That's almost worse. Like, I know a lot of people can say, like, oh, I can sleep through anything. The noises I've heard from his phone, I can hear it like clear as day in my office across the shop. His alarm will go off for 2 to 2.5 hours. It'll eventually stop and he'll still keep sleeping. Like the other day, I went and woke him up at like 11:30. It is wild. Like, we kind of graduated from waking Mike up, but now we're still waking. We just want to tell it
Chat.
the full thing, you know, and tell it as
I
accurate.
think I'm spawning the great one Muley tonight because my zones are spawning a couple of lower levels than I normally do, and they're really inconsistent right now for some reason. They've been consistent all day, and now I'm spawning low levels just like the first great one I got with Mule Deer. Turn this shit off. Turn that TV off. So we're gonna see if we can shoot some caribou real quick while we wait for them to respawn.
Splitting between Seaboys and Jake, and here we are. Time to tell the story. Yeah, wasn't there kind of like you couldn't come on for a while? Yeah, so that was the thing. So
I don't know what caribou drink on this movie. Never even hunted them before.
Right away, and then ended up getting into like a massive lawsuit, and then everything gets into like disclosures, and you can't talk about anything.
It's their drink
You know, it just
time,
all
right?
got super messy. Like, do you guys remember the time I came over here and you're like,
Not
hey,
tripping.
you get on the phone? Like, probably August. That was 2 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so you've been in a lawsuit.
Let me check what time they drink, actually, real quick. It says from 8 p.m. to 0. Isn't that basically all fucking day? Or am I tripping? Or should we just shoot some elk? I want to shoot some elk. 4 to 8. Let's put it to 6. Let's put it to 6, chat. Let's shoot some elk instead while we wait. Let me change this music. I don't know what playlist this is on. It's an hour to hunting. Alright, so I haven't checked all the lakes for elk. I've checked a few. This is one I have not checked if they drink it or not. So, like, they drink. I haven't went to this one yet. I've been to this one. I haven't been to any of these three. I've been to this one. So I guess we'll hit this one up, and then we'll hit these three up, and then we'll go back to Mule Deer. See if we can't find a level 5. A little diamond. Okay, so there's a female. Okay, that's unfortunate. I guess we'll hit this lake up. Yo, I think we were standing on the zone that the males were in. Diamond potential, so we ain't shooting it. There's some reindeer right there, bro. The wind is good, the direction we're going to this way, that's good.
Yeah, a couple months ago. Okay, it's crazy. See, I've been refraining to even ask you, like, in real life, you know, what the details of that are. So I'm, I guess, not, I should say excited to hear, but also very intrigued to hear the story behind it. But, gosh, I don't know. Where do we start? I mean, part of the reason why you left also ties in with, you know, the guy who's been holding you back from getting on the podcast now for the last 2 years, who you were in the lawsuit against. But I mean, shit, where do we start? Do we, we can say anything, tell the whole story. Do we just
I have time to get this one and this one, but I don't think we'll get that one.
We could start there, or we could even start from, like, just the good old days, back before we were even making YouTube vids, just kind of give the backstory to, dude, I can't believe you said that. I literally created a timeline in 1890, all the way up until today. All right, let me see it. All right, what do we got? Well, they're basically, so they're kind of just footnotes of key points I want to talk to, but basically, like, 2016, we started C-Boys team. Yeah, okay, so C-Boys
We might rest some multiplayer in a little bit.
Basically, we have been best friends. There's
Unrisky.
7 of us. We all lived in a town called Cormorant. Cormorant has a gas station, a liquor store, and a bar. There wasn't many people in the town. It's a village. There's actually no people in the town, so all the people that are our age, we were best friends. There were 7 of us. Us 4 sitting right here. Micah behind there. Ken is watching the game right now as well. And then our friend Justin. People ask, how did you guys start, like, doing the things that you do, like the videos? You know, we've been with the videos since we were 10 years old. We just never filmed them until CJ picked up a camera because he had bad concussions. He couldn't ride a dirt bike, drift the cars, be in whatever we were doing. So he started filming. Yeah, that was kind of my way of getting in the being involved still, and but not doing, like, you know, like crashing cars into each other or whatever. I feel like people always were like, you guys should have a TV show. You know, like all the stuff that we were doing at that time, YouTube wasn't prevalent. So everyone was like, you guys need to be on TV. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we always thought that our group dynamic and our friendship was something special, that something that you would see on TV, and therefore we always thought that we had something. And then once the videos started coming out, people were entertained. It turned from basically the 7 best friends just doing our weekend shenanigans for fun into making a video and really having no direction or really any idea on how to make a proper YouTube video. But what we were really good at was just having fun. At that point, it was more so we were just doing whatever we were doing on the weekend, and I was just hauling this camera around with a strap on my neck because I was so worried about breaking it. It was like a $500 camera. And
Bro, they're just spooked as fucking as well.
legitimately everything, whether it was like good, bad, whatever, you know, just and us doing fun no matter what. And it was kind of like these videos were almost for us. Like, it was just fun to watch, and they would end up on YouTube. And then very slowly, it just started gaining following, and it was kind of like a snowball. It was like, and then there was this little audience, and then it was kind of like, well, now we had this positive reinforcement behind it. We're like, we got to keep making more, and it was fun. It was like a game, growing it, you know. Hey, Ryan, real quick, can you switch sides with me? My neck is so fucked up, I can't like look this way. Yeah, I can do that. His neck's jammed up from the mini truck. But I swear I can have better. It's not that bad. You sweat? Yeah.
Style and substance in the GMCC. Or get your percentage.
Oh, is that better? Tell me about your seat. Yeah, that's way better.
Oh yeah, the bad seat was broken, bro. Well, this feels way better.
Yeah, so I guess it needed to be said kind of where our, you know, the foundation of C-Boys started. You know, people think that we've been making videos, and that's, you know, we were never friends before, I guess, what they see, video, like, week after week. But, like, the things that we do now, we've been doing since we were little kids, and we were just best friends having a good time. When we started making the videos, and I remember
we had a paycheck come in December of 2016, going into 2017, and it was for like out of the whole year, I think we made what $800. It was like 11 or 1,200 bucks. But technically, we hadn't been going that long because when I made the channel, it was like end of July, and then when we posted the one video that actually made some revenue, it was in like beginning of September. By the time it probably took off, maybe October. So like all that revenue was really just from that one shifter carpet that popped off. And when I say popped off, it maybe had like 100,000 views. But and then so we had to basically incorporate, make a LLC to collect that $1,100, and then we didn't know what to do with it because we were like, who gets what? So we just donated it. We got toys, whatever. Made a video with that. But at that moment, Ken was like, if we're gonna start an LLC, who's gonna be a part of it? And we were just like, well, all seven of us. That's the only thing that makes sense. And that split it 7 ways evenly across the board. Yeah, I think everyone had like 14% or something like that. And then that was the start of Boys TV as a company, as like kind of what it is now, but you know, 7 partners. And that's kind of where the problem is. Well, I mean, I think
The development of something great is what
absolutely, absolutely. And people have asked that. I mean, I even hear it sometimes now. Like, I get talking to some old guy about business and how do you make that work? You know, with 7 or 5 or whatever. But I mean, the whole point of it is because then everyone's got equal, you know, gain and equal loss. So like, because I mean, if there was just let's say 1 or 2 owners, then it's like the way all of us work is like you want to be at least have some control or whatever.
You go up together and you go down.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got there. Everyone's got a photo style.
Yeah. So it just seemed that was the best way to do it, and it was. From there, you know, we started to get a little bit of traction. We're making videos. We're starting to kind of figure out what we're doing. But kind of, I don't know if I'd say started. Well, I mean, we were at least on the right track. Yeah. And then this guy comes into our life
Where
and
the
pitches
fuck were
us
they at?
this TV show. Which, bro, come on. Yeah, we were pumped though.
Yeah, no, we were. At the time, like, at the age we were, it was something that no one was done something.
And YouTube wasn't quite as big as it is now. I think we could kind of see where it was going, but it still wasn't quite as big. And being on MTV seemed, or another big network like that seemed like that's the big break, you know, like that's like the end all be all type of thing. So we thought it was just the biggest deal. I remember just sitting on these like Zoom phone calls, just geeking out. It started out with they pitched us that they were going to give us an MTV show, and then it turned into like Discovery Network, and then it turned into like Planet, like what? The Weather Channel or like Animal Planet or something. We're like, oh, what the fuck? Where's this going now?
The worst part was is that we like, we're really close to that MTV show, and we didn't get it because we weren't diverse enough. I guess.
I don't know how accurate
Yeah,
that
I
is.
mean,
That's saying that.
that's what.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. But that one seemed like it was the closest, and we were obviously most excited about that. And then from there, yeah, it was like Discovery, Animal Planet. Like, what would we do on Animal Planet?
So that guy that came in and pitched the show, called Bob. I like that. Yes, we Bob. Perfect. So Bob comes in, pitches this show. We take basically like a month off of YouTube videos, and at the time it really didn't make that much of a difference because we were a lot smaller, didn't really have a schedule or anything like that. But we filmed these. It's called a pilot episode, and it takes forever. Suck. The ideas were terrible. I mean, how long after the initial talking was it that we actually got to the pilot episode? Like a year, or was it 2?
It was a long time. I'm trying to think. It all just gets so slammed together. But I'm pretty sure we like started the talking, and then it wasn't till like we had a shop when we started filming the pilot episode.
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure out all of that, and we were like using the shop and the Maverick and going out on the DL, doing all that stuff. But Bob comes in.
That little cystic?
This TV show, we filmed the pilot episode, and it's not really going anywhere.
That's the cystic, I think.
And then
is like the craziest part that I
It
always
is.
wonder about.
Too
Me and
cystic, I
Ben were
think.
sitting in the shop. You remember this?
Bro, I remember it like it was yesterday. We had just gotten our chicken.
That's definitely something, because he is not the same color as these dudes.
We were like coming to the end of the year and made some money that year. We were like, damn, things are like going pretty
Let's
good.
go.
And then that call.
And he's the biggest, I think. I'm not tripping.
We set it up. It's like he basically goes, "How you guys doing?" "Yeah, like 20." Basically,
There's only one way to find out. Nah, it's probably just a normal one. Why does he look so much lighter than the other ones, though? He's probably just light brown. That's not rare. Brown, man. Unfortunate. Back to the grind. Back to the grind we go.
And pulls our parents aside. Yeah, like we talked to my dad and your dad, and was like, "I want that for him. Here's what I can do for him." Basically promised the world, and I think most people do. For anyone that is in our position, there's only so many people that try and get their greasy little fingers on you to like, because if he saw something good, because he saw where things going, like things are going great.
Oh, yeah.
I know we're selling merch.
Tell me, is it true? Whisper. My sensitivity feels so weird. That's 5. Another half rack? You're joking, brother. I think this half rack makes diamond, though. I think that half rack makes diamond. Maybe. Maybe. That's a wonky half frame.
Jake's vouching on your headspace and we're all like, I mean, it was like we chatted about it. We went back and forth.
Wonky ass motherfuckers.
Ultimately, we took a vote.
It's a complex conversation we have for a bunch of years. We were young. I mean, we were going through it. But basically, what ended up happening was he came back in and he said, like you said, the managers, they just want to manage us now, manage our YouTube channel. He's not going to make a TV show, of course. Like, he wants to manage our YouTube channel. And then eventually he'll just do like some other company, right? So this might be faster for us. So basically, our structure is going to be, we were basically, from what I was told, greenlit for a show with like other cast members, and we were going to use those funds to then build the channel or whatever, right? Well, obviously we didn't want to do that, of course, but that was like the whole
What are you running like that for?
Went out on a limb and went with my gut feeling, which shit. I could have been farther from wrong on that one, I'll totally admit to, but that's the other thing too. I wouldn't change it for the world because like the things I learned and the stuff I went through was like unbelievable, you know, and it kind of and when I say I wouldn't change it for the world, just the experiences I had, you know, the path and route that was took, obviously there was some super greasy and ups and downs in there that we'll talk about later, like what happened after I left and all that stuff.
Yeah. Just to speak though, like to your point of view, like so the viewer can kind of understand, like we weren't doing that great, at like where we were at. We weren't rolling in dough. We were just literally grinding and making like 1900. You know, like Jake said, he was working at his dad's turf business to make enough money to still do other things. So like it was like kind of working on a pipe dream, and in a sense, we've been doing this for what 3-4 years at that time. Right. I think, I think we actually had like 600,000 subscribers. We actually we have a plaque downstairs that a kid made and sent us, and it has the date, and it has like June, and it says 627,000 subscribers. So like realistically, we weren't like super huge. We weren't pulling tons of views. So like you can't really blame you for wanting to give this a try.
We'll get into this, but when I made that decision, like it was just a decision, like I was leaving, you know, and we were all still friends, and we were upstairs, and like I remember when you guys said, like, hey, if it doesn't work out, you know, you can always come back, right?
Yeah.
And then I made the decision to just totally burn that bridge, and like we'll get into all that.
Yeah, I think we were maybe hurt because we were like, I don't know if we were necessarily hurt, like we were just bummed that you were leaving.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it was almost like we were bummed that you didn't fuck with the vision. Like our dream, like this guy came in and sold you, and it was like to us, we felt like that guy didn't have the credentials to sell you on it, and we felt that you were being bamboozled and lied to. Like, I mean, I saw it, and I do want to say I didn't convince him. We just flat out, oh, that's what we all saw. We just talked, and everyone kind of just like, I just don't think he's the guy.
And I remember after that meeting, I drove home, and like, I'm pretty sure, like, I cried. I felt because you were leaving, is what you told us. You were leaving to go to Chicago. And I was so sad that my best friend, since before confirmation, you know, we would ride snowmobile to confirmation together, and it was like, man, my best friend is leaving. I'm not going to see him. The same way that people feel when their friend goes to college, gets a new job, or has to move across the country. Like, that's how I felt.
Dude, what it felt like, this is the only thing I could compare it to is like breaking up with your girlfriend for literally like,
Because you're just gonna go try some other chick out.
like things were going like kind of good.
Yeah, it was fine, but yeah, but like, and you know, and that's like the thing is, kind of put my self back in their shoes. It's like the person I am today, right? The same person. But I just, you know, I was always having fun, and I had like this give a shit about anything attitude, and like it kind of like just caught up to me really hard. You know, like I just was always like circling around myself, wondering like, what am I doing? Like, what do I do?
Jake's like, wait, do I give a shit?
No, and that's funny.
Well, like you're saying when, like after you left,
No, just like
or during your time.
just like I haven't. It's basically like late 2019, early 2020. You know, I just like was doubting myself. I was just kind of super down in the dumps, and I just wanted to like. I was not in a good headspace, and I don't know how to describe it. It was such like a mental thing for me because I was like just getting pulled so many different ways of like what to do, what should I do, you know, like I have this group of best friends, we're building something awesome, you know, like my dad wants me to take over the seeding business. There's this guy who's supposed to be some magical prince that's gonna lead me to the promised land, and I totally like put all my trust and everything into that. I just like threw my sack over my shoulder and put my eggs in those baskets, you know, and just got straight kicked in the balls. But that's the thing, and I just like, I kind of just went for it, and then I couldn't figure out what it was, and even like after he was gone, and like me and Pat were going, and all that stuff, like my mental mindset would slowly get better, but I couldn't figure it out. And honestly, up until maybe 3 months ago, I've like finally started to dial it in. Like, and it's crazy. And obviously, there's so much that happens in between that. But
Like, what do you mean? Like, what you dial in? Like,
I never told anybody this, and I never told my dad, my family, and nothing. But like 2 months ago, I started going to therapy and stuff, and like just talking to people about like what's been going on in my life. Like, I don't know, I'll be like in the best mood ever, and I'm so good at like distracting myself from what like I think about when I'm alone. And like, I think that's why it's so easy to like create content and fun, because you know when you're just out laughing and having smiles, you know, it's so easy to just not think about that stuff. But like over time, it just build and build and build and build and build, and like I just it really messes with my head, dude. You know, and I kind of in the last 2 months just like totally flip flopped my life. Like I started going to church every Sunday, started going to the gym every morning. This is like maybe a little personal, but I quit like jacking off. Yeah, totally stopped that. I take ice baths every day, and like every Thursday I go to therapy. And as of the last 2 months, like I've just been freaking diet, you know, for the longest time. And you told me this yesterday. I'm like, maybe I'm drinking too much. So I stopped drinking for like 9 months and 6 days a couple years ago. And that's been too shit. Like I couldn't figure out what it was.
I feel like, you definitely are looking the best, the most healthy I've ever seen you in my life.
I went from 225 to 181.6 this morning.
Yeah. Dude, you're dialed. I mean, and obviously you can just tell in your face, like everything. You're the most in shape you've ever been. But also, I will say, speaking to your mental, you're much more predictable. I shouldn't say predictable, but you're much less unpredictable. You used to be very predictable and wild, and maybe partly the reason why you maybe weren't super happy with, I mean, I don't know if you'd be able to answer this, with your position at that time when you were still in C-Boys TV, was like you were showing up, and for one, we didn't typically ever have a plan. Like, we didn't know what the fuck we're doing. But for two, you just were kind of like showing up, and it was like, just be you, be funny, just do whatever, you know, like, and kind of everyone was doing that, so it makes it stressful not having a plan, not having any organization, and then you're kind of like this wild.
Don't get me wrong, we were filming it during the moment. I loved every single second of that. But it was like, I wasn't learning anything. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't getting any skills, you know? And I was just chasing a dragon, which was like a dopamine rush of having fun, you know? And I just felt like it just kind of wore me out, because it was like, how long can I hold this up? And it just kind of taxed me out, and I was just kind of looking for a outlet, you know? And
So did he come to you with kind of like a plan? Like, listen, we're going to get this structured program down. You'll be the manager. Were you able to? He kind of gave you almost like this out, like, hey, I can give you some structure. You can still chase that dopamine rush, but with a little bit of legitness. What was
it was more in a way of just like in my mind, I thought it was going to be was like a mentor, you know, in like a different world, you know. I can still, because what I love to do in this, like, I don't know, forever, I love to entertain people, be around people. I'm a huge people person. I love, like, I have no problem being in front of everybody.
You're a people pleaser. Yeah, you like making people laugh.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I love that. Don't get me wrong. Like, that is part of who I am. But I wanted to have this like other part. You know, is what I'm saying. Like, I couldn't just live that. Like, and obviously, you guys know we go to Zorba's, and even if there's no cameras, like, I stood up on the table for Micah, and I'm like, hey, everyone sing Micah happy birthday. Like, I love that stuff.
Yeah. What you were gonna do with that guy in that show, you were kind of still doing the same role though as what you were doing here. Like, you show up, you be funny, you be crazy, you do whatever. Like, it might be a jump that day or whatever the hell. But did you feel like it was more of like, all right, like, I got the time, the clock's ticking. I either need to go with the seating business or make something happen now. Do you think that, like, there was like a clock weighing on you?
In a way, guess, but I just like felt like I just, if I was on that path, maybe it would like strike me into learning more than just doing that too. You know, like obviously there was like an involvement of everything, just like how this is evolved. Like this is nuts. You know, like when I left, like this facility didn't exist. You guys just straight evolved the channel. You know, and like I just thought it would evolve me into becoming like a better business person or maybe a different career line would open up. But I just thought it was like a doorway to something else. You know, and I just put my full trust in it.
You know what though, Jake? I truly believe that if you wouldn't have left when you did and made the decisions that you did, none of this would be here, and you had to go your own way because, like, at the end of the day, you just felt like you had to be your own leader, like make your own decisions. And honestly, in like the way that us five operate, is like there's really no one person calling the shots, or like we all kind of work together, but like since day one, I've always kind of been like the Lone Ranger. Like felt more like beat your own drum or what is it? To go to your own.
He does what he wants. Like I remember some days we'd be, filming. I'd be like, I don't know if Jake's coming today. Like it looks like he's at home playing PS4. Like, you know?
Yeah, no, and it's I think you're right in the way of I definitely am that way for sure now, and I think I wanted to then, but I just didn't have anyone to like teach me to be like that, and obviously it gets like kind of emotional and stuff because you always like it's so crazy. I get the question still is, everyone's like, do you wish you never, and like I look at all you guys, and I think about it, and I have only one answer, and it's not yes or no. The way I did, absolutely. I wish I never did that, you guys. Like when I like earned all the T-shirts and shit like that's pretty. I don't know. It wasn't cool, and I felt today. I feel super bad, and like the reason I did that is I was making a business decision, and a problem with it was like I was doing that decision for emotions. Like that's literally the reason of why. And I'm not going to say this person's name because 3 weeks ago, one of my friends actually apologized for this.
Really?
And it was one of your guys' friend's bachelor parties. And anyways, it was just like end of the night, and I was like still hanging out with you guys when I was gone. I already went to Chicago and back, and I was sad. I didn't know who I was. It was just a lost puppy, And anyways, I just started getting lit up with money. I just didn't know what to do.
Like what do you mean by lit up? Saying like why are you here? Yeah, like why are you here? Like you abandoned the guys, things like that. I was like, dude, I'm just really hang out, and like
it was kind of awkward because everybody was well messed up too, and it felt super weird. And like obviously, it's totally different times. But I was just like, no one kind of said anything, and I just kind of looked around, and I just like got in my truck and went home. And the next morning when I woke up, I just like chose violence. And I was sad, and it turned to anger.
Yeah. So to preface, that was an acquaintance or a friend of, like not anyone in our C Boys group, but okay, I know.
And that's when I say like I let my emotions make a decision.
Yeah.
I totally shouldn't.
And I almost think we need to slightly back up, but during that time then, so we were actually in kind of a legal battle with each other.
Yeah.
Because so Jake ended up leaving C-Boys, and in order to, actually leave the company, which he wanted his name off the company because otherwise he would be liable for if something went wrong.
Right.
And we wanted his name off the company because we're trying to build something, and it's like we don't want him to, if you're not going to be here with us doing it, then you can't be, an owner in this. And Jake, we gotta give a huge, thank you to you because I remember from the first day
when you said, I'm going to leave, obviously we were shocked. You said, I don't want any money. Like, I don't want anything. Like, I'm not trying to get money. I just cut me out of it. Like, I'm going this way. I don't want to whatever. Which we really didn't have. Also, on top of that, we didn't really have much money. We were renting a shop, and I think we had an RS1.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I truly did want to see you guys flourish at the time when I told you, and it's funny, it's ironic. I'm like, I don't want a dollar. Here's a dollar.
Yeah.
So I got that stuff in my house.
Yeah. And I actually
Should have bring it in.
that should have been funny. But so before you left to go to Chicago, we had Jake sign a thing just saying, I will sell my shares of the company for $1. So we basically did it. We just hadn't, I don't know if we gave you the dollar yet or what we did, but whatever. So it was like basically a done deal on paper.
Right.
And the reason why we did that right then and there was because we were worried that when you went and got with this new manager, as soon as he gets involved in trying to do this separation, he's gonna try and just take us for everything. Because, which I mean, he kind of ended up doing with you later on. Obviously, we'll get to that part of the story, but we kind of saw that one coming, so we were trying to protect ourselves. And you were very nice and easy about it. You signed it, didn't think twice, and just because you weren't trying to obviously jam us up. So I do appreciate that. All of us do appreciate that, because that honestly saved, I think, all of this. Because I really don't. I think if you wouldn't have signed that thing, that document, selling it for $1, or just cutting your shares off, I think that he would have just, as he later on did, and as he had done in the past, would have taken it to court, stretched it out, and just basically tried to bleed us dry, and we would have ultimately had to fold. It would have crumbled, I think, what we had at that time. So yeah, I mean that was huge. But anyways, I think there was, when that guy chewed you out in the Zorbas parking lot, although we were hanging out, I think there was an animosity to us all, because we were trying to still do this separation, but your manager was dragging it out. He purposely was dragging it out. He paid lawyers, and we didn't have money for that. So it was they couldn't buy the shop. We had moved into the shop. We couldn't buy it. Yeah. We were still on the business. We couldn't get a loan, and I think he knew that. I don't know if you knew that.
If you guys own your own business, that preparing for growth is one of the most important things you can do, especially before the holiday season. Whether you're shipping from your house or warehouse, ShipStation will help you increase your profitability and save time automating your shipping and returns with the ShipStation dashboard, and keep costs down with industry-leading carrier discounts while your holiday orders roll in. It is so dang easy to use ShipStation. We integrated it into our business a few years ago, and we seriously could not fulfill all the orders that we do without it. We have a new merch shop coming up on the 24th, so there'll be an influx of orders. Thankfully, ShipStation is helping us out by getting the industry-leading discounts on carrier rates, and then we can take those savings and pass them on to you guys to save you money. If you're looking overall your shipping game for your brand, they have a free 60-day trial, so it literally costs nothing to trial ShipStation. Over 130,000 companies have grown their e-commerce business with ShipStation, and 98% of companies that stick with ShipStation for a year become customers for life. So guys, set up a business for a holiday season success with ShipStation. Go to ShipStation.com and use code WIDEOPEN today and sign up for your free 60-day trial at ShipStation.com, code WIDEOPEN. All right, fellas, a lot of us are dudes over here, so skin routines aren't really a part of our daily life, but I got a message for you. Maybe they should be, because girls notice your skin. So do yourself a favor and take care of it. Support for today's episode comes from OneSkin, which was founded by a team of 4 female PhD-level longevity scientists with over 15 years of experience studying the biology of aging. After testing thousands of peptides, they discovered OS1. The OS1 peptide is scientifically proven to target aged or sentient cells, the main source of skin aging. OS1 actually reduces the biological age of skin by several years. I really don't like taking a lot of time to wash my face or really even take care of it that much. I can hardly shave some days, but I feel good knowing that OneSkin is working at the cellular level on my skin. It's time for you guys to experience a new skin health routine at a discounted rate today. Get 15% off with the code WIDEOPEN at oneskin.co. That's 15% off at oneskin.co with code WIDEOPEN. You have one body, one skin, and you can choose to make it better. Age healthy with OneSkin.
Remember doing it?
Yeah,
You were pissed. I remember that. Yeah.